Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about if-else statements. So we'll start our video by first talking about if-else statements, then we'll talk about else-if statements, then we'll discuss how to check for equality, and we'll close our video with how to combine multiple conditions together. So let's just dive right in. So let's start with the if statement. So an if statement is a statement used to check and filter out an action we want to perform based on a given condition. So let's use the example of creating a website in which we check for our driving license. So we'll create a variable, we'll call this variable age, and we'll give it a value of 20. Then to create our if, we type if, we add parentheses, and in between these parentheses, we add the condition we want to check. So to be if our age is greater than 18, then we add curly braces, and between the curly braces, we add the action we want to perform after the condition is met. So if our age is greater than 18, it should give us a message telling us you qualify to drive. We'll save that, and we can check. And as you can see in our console, we receive a message, you qualify to drive. Let's come back here and try to change our age to 10 to see what happens. We'll save that. And immediately we see nothing is received in our console. What if we wanted to add some code that runs whenever our condition is not met? So to do that, we add a statement called else. So we type else, and we add curly braces. And between those curly braces, we add the code we want to run whenever our condition is not met. So in this case, it will be a message saying, you are not old enough. We'll save that. And when we come back to our console here, we can see the message, you are not old enough. There are also cases where I would like to perform a different action based on a different condition. In such a case, we use the else if statement. So to use that, press and enter here, and then we'll say else if, we add our parentheses, and we add the second condition we want checked. So if our age is less than 15, we add our curly braces and our action, which will be a message saying you should be in the back seat. We save that. And because our age is less than 15, in our console we get the message, you should be in the back seat. If we come back here and we changed our age to, let's say, 16, we save that. We get the message, you are not old enough. And if we changed our age to 20, save that. We get the message, you qualify to drive. So we can also compare two values by using an equal to sign. So to create an equal to sign, let's give an example of our age here. We add two equal to signs and we save that. When we check in our console, we can see that our condition is no longer met. This is because our age, which is 20, is not equal to 18. If we change this to 18 and save that, we could see that our condition is met. So in JavaScript, when you're trying to compare whether two values are equal, you use two equal signs. When you use one equal sign, it assigns a value to a variable. A preferable way of comparing is using three equal signs instead of two. This is because when you use two equal signs, it's a loose comparison. That is, if we change this to a string and we save that, we can see our condition is still met despite the type of these two values not being the same. When you use three equal signs, it's a strict comparison, and you can see our value is no longer met because this is not the same type as that. So let's change that back to a number. Another way in which we can compare values is by using the not equal to sign, which is an exclamation mark, followed by an equal to sign to signify that these are not equal. You could also compare using the greater than or equal to sign or less than or equal to sign. Next, we'll talk about combining conditions. So let's say we had two conditions that we needed to be met for us to perform a particular function. Let's give an example of creating a login page. So let's just delete all that. And we'll create a variable. We'll call this user. And we'll give it a value of Mario. We'll create a second variable. We'll call this password. And we'll give it a value of 1, 2, 3, 4. So in order to check that both of these values are true, we create an if statement, and we say if our user is equal to Mario, capital M here, and we use two and signs to show that we are adding these two conditions, and our password is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Add our curly braces here. We'll give a message that says you are logged in. And if our conditions are not met, we'll say else, and we'll pass a message that will say you entered wrong credentials. We'll save that. And here in our console, we can see the message you are logged in. This is because it has checked to see that is our user equal to Mario and is our password equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. If we changed any value here, for example, if we missed a number here and we save that, we immediately get a message telling us you entered wrong credentials. That is because one of these values does not match. We could also have a situation where we only need one variable to be true for us to move forward. So let's delete that. And let's say we have an e-commerce site that has a coupon code. So let's create a variable. We'll call this code. And we'll give it a value of -10. Let's create an if statement. And then we say if our code is equal to -10, or by two vertical bars, we say or our code is equal to 10 off. If our code is either equal to -10 or 10 off, we should get the message you got a great deal, or else we get the message your code is not valid. Let's save that. And we see we get the message you got a great deal. This is because only one of these conditions is supposed to be met. So if our code is either -10 or if our code is 10 off, we get the result you got a great deal. But if we enter the wrong code, we get the message your code is not valid. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you leave me a like and subscribe, because it really helps to support this channel.